All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Buwell. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Awadah, the house of David. All right, so we just going to get right into it, okay? All right, let's go over here, right? So I put AI, transhumanism, right, and 6G Rfid microchip, right? And it popped up here. Now, I did this a few times. I did this a lot of times, right? But you have to understand what we living in, right? Now, see, as you know that all the escalations of wars and things going on between Iran and Israel, the United Babylon the Great, right? But first and foremost, right, that MOTB has to come to pass. Jacob's trouble. You see, concentration camps, martial law, race riots, civil class wars, things of that nature must happen, right? That's a major prophecy that has to come to pass before the war, the end game, right? And the end game is the war of all wars, which is World War III. You see? Okay? Because our kingdom is going to be set up here on the earth. Our big brother Yahweh Shai is coming back to set our kingdom up here on the earth. Right? Because what Yahweh Shai has said, he said, was everything that was given to me in heaven is given to me in earth. You see? But now let's read this here. Right? And then we got a few videos that I want to play. We're going to get some scriptures. All right? It says the convergency of AI, transhumanism, and 6G RFID microchip technology represents a shift towards merging human biology with digital networks, moving the external wearable devices to implanted connected systems by 2030. Now we know it's going to be through the spirit. I believe it's going to be way before 2030. Now, all right, that thing is coming to a theater near you. You see? Like they like to say in the movie, it's coming to a theater near you. Well, it's coming to a theater near you, all right? 6G technology is expected to facilitate the embedding of smartphones and advanced sensors directly into the human body, transforming them into smart or augmented beings. You see, transhumanism, right? Like they showed you that movie Minority Report. You see? Where he brought it up, where it was embedded into his body, brought it up, you can see everything and all this other nature. You gotta go and watch that movie, man. Right? Or go and watch the movie Demolition Man. You see? Go and watch plenty other movies like Total Recall. Right? Matter of fact, go and watch that movie Repo Man. You see? Alright? You got a lot of movies you can go and watch, man, and understand what's going on. But you gotta first and foremost the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai got to be with you, man. And he's with the brothers. He's with our apostles all the way down. You see? Apostles of Great Millstone all the way down. You see? Let's continue on. It says definition, transhumanism, and the brothers who are teaching this truth. You see? It says transhumanism is a movement advocating for the enhancement of human intellect, right? Psychological and longevity through technology, aiming to transition humans into post-human beings. You see that? The merge. AI is considered central to this transformation, acting as an extension of human cognition, right? Biohacking. Individuals are already using RFID NFC chips, right, implanted under the skin to interact with environments, opening doors, paying for items, storing medical data. You see, in data centers, man. All right, like they tell you, those chips is blockchains, right? And I went into a video a past back about blockchains, right, and so on and so forth, where it keeps your medical records, right? Every transaction that you have done has been tracked, traced, and controlled, right, on these blockchains. Okay, let's move on. It says 6G technology and implants. 6G characteristics. 6G is expected to deliver a terabyte per second speeds, ultra low latency, right? And pervasive AI, making it an intelligent network of everything. See, the IOB, the Internet of the Body, IoT, Internet of Things. You see, it says body implanted All right, embedded technology, excuse me. Experts predict that by 2030, right, 6G smartphones will be implanted directly into the body, right? It says integrated sensing. 6G will utilize integrated sensing and communications, ISAC, potentially allowing implanted chips to monitor health, gathering environmental data, and connect directly to the internet. 6G chips, right? Researchers are developing microscope RFID chips, right, including 660 gigahertz transponders capable of being inserted into human cells, right? AI native networks. 6G will use AI to merge network traffic, making these implanted devices highly responsible, all right, responsive and anonymous. You see? It says implications in future vision, medical and functional upgrades. These chips are envisioned for medical monitoring, treating paralysis, e.g., Neuralink brain computer interface to BCIs, and improving human capabilities. See, transhumanism, right? Ethical concerns. The shift towards involuntarily or socially pressure for implants raises concerns regarding privacy, security, potential for surveillance, and the definition of humanity. Digital transformation. The goal is to merge man and machine. That's pretty much what it is. It says man plus machine. You see that? Synthetics, right? It says where AI agents and 6G networks create a seamless real-time connection between human thought and action, right? Right? Synthesis, right? So let's go back. Let's go and get some videos, right? Because I got a few videos I want to bring out. Let's start with this one here first. As you can see, this one was done over a week ago, where this man right here, Erickson, is talking about 6G. Now, he's talking with this here, I think she may be an Elamite. He's talking with her here, right? Or Ishmaelite. But he's talking with her, right? And he's explaining certain things. So it's about 9 minutes long, but I got a few videos that I want to play and show you, right? But let's get a scripture real quick. Let me get Daniel, right? Daniel, the 12th chapter, and let's get the 3rd verse. It says, and they that be wise will shine as the brightness of the firmament. And that's who talking about the hopeful elect, the men who are teaching this truth. They are shining with the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of these scriptures, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Break it out and break it to you, starting with our apostles of Great Millstone, from apostle to all the way down, right, to the brother, to every brother in his truth, breaking down these scriptures, man. Okay? Right? It says, and it shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness, as the stars forever and ever. It says, but verse 4, it says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even until the time of the end, right? And we in the time of the end. You see? We here. We in that time. All right? It says, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right? That's technology, and that's actually the knowledge and understanding of these scriptures, man. All right? You see? Because the technology is highly advanced on a high level. And then let's go into it, matter of fact. Let's go into you and show you knowledge, right? Let's go to the word knowledge, right? Let's play it.
Strong's H, 1847. Da'ath.
Knowledge, perception, skill, discernment. You see that? Discernment and understanding and wisdom. You see? And that comes from on high, because we have unleavened bread. We don't have leaven in our bread, right? We coming with the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in full truth. You see? Okay? It says knowledge, know, cunning, right? Unwillingly, right? It says ignorantly, unawares, right? It says knowledge, cunning, okay? Knowledge, awareness. See, and we are aware of everything that's going on according to these scriptures, right? Linking everything up that's going on in this society, in this world, right? With the scriptures, man. And showing you that this place is going to be destroyed. Showing you that Rfid microchip is coming. That's going to be the new system, that the cash that you hold in your pocket is going to be done away with. All right? That they want to turn this and make this into what? A new world order. Ran off by what? A totalitarian, technocratical world, totalitarian Tower of Babel. All right? You see? So let's get up out of there, right? Let's go and play this video.
Hi, Eric.
Hello, Pretty.
How have you been?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. We're going to unravel and talk a lot about 6G, and I'm so curious to hear about this. But in the middle of all of this, I know you've just been in India, and my mother is raving about awesome video calls on 5G right now, and she's completely cut the cord. How was your experience?
It was great. I think India is paving the way when it comes to nationwide 5G. Increasingly, we stand alone, offering your mother and many, many more Indians a great user experience on their smartphones, but also in their homes. I think cutting the cord here means actually connecting the home with wireless technology, which is a modern and best way to do it. And I think India will continue to lead that because the network is there, good performance. It's opened up with network APIs, programmability. Innovators on top of the platform will start to create completely new services.
And the traffic is going agentic, right? So it's all about agentic use cases, agentic AI, because my own behavioral pattern with smart devices is changing. So what's your theory on agentic AI proliferating use cases?
You seem to be a little bit ahead of the rest of us. I think today I'm enjoying generative AI, and I do it on my smartphone, I do it on my laptop, and it does change the traffic behavior in the network. We already see that traffic in the uplink is doubling compared to what it was before, and it's actually going faster in the uplink than in the downlink. Traffic growth in the uplink is faster. But I use AI in things like wearable glasses, like these AI glasses, and then I get navigation services, I get translation services, and these are Gen AI.
Now, I did a video on the Meta smart glasses and all that, now. You see? This is where technology is at a high advanced platform. You see? It's at an all-time high, right? Let me get this here. In the book of Habakkuk, you see? The book of Habakkuk, matter of fact, Salakia, Habakkuk 2, right, and 3, because this is going to come out in a lot of brothers, on a lot of brothers' videos. This scripture right here is going to come out on every brother's channel, and every brother's channel you go and visit, this scripture is going to appear. This will appear. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry." Right? And this thing ain't tarrying. You see? Because we know Jacob's trouble is going to come. We know that what concentration camps, right? These FEMA camps, right? That has guillotines in it, shipping centers, right? You see? Torture rooms, man, and so on and so forth, man. What do you think they doing? Them people ain't getting, what do you think they doing? ISIS snatching them up, man. They're not sending them back to their damn country, man. All right? They being held in there, right? There's a red list, there's a blue list, there's a yellow list, man. All right? Now I brought this out years and years ago, man. Years and years ago. All right? Nobody's getting sent back to their country. All right? It's either they're going to be put to death or they're going to take the chip. You see? To fall back into society. Right? All right? And the ones that are speaking against this, meaning the brothers, us who are in the know, right? They're going to come up, they're going to throw us on a red list. Henceforth, why you got the ADL. Right? Okay? The Anti-Defamation League. Right? And then you got many different other things that they set up, right? With a lot of names of the groups, right? But they call us Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not no Black Hebrew Israelites. We're Hebrew Israelites from our respective tribes, from Judah all the way down to Issachar, man. All right? We're going to get that damn right today. Again. All right? You see? So these are the things that's going on, man. Let's go back and play the rest.
Services that are becoming more useful for me as a user because they are with me all the time. They are real-time services, they add value, and they are easy to wear. So I think AI into wearables is really important. But that gets to your point about agentic AI, because it's not just one application, it's multiple agents interworking to create a great user experience. And these agents, some in the devices, some in the network, some in the...
Now, you know, Donald Trump, right, Nero 47, he signed in that 6G, right? Because it really came from the tiny tots, really came from the super elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Gettys. Why? Because they want to create, or they want a new world order, a new global reset. You see? Do away with cash. Everything must be tracked and traced, right? Because you become what? Goyim, as they call you, right? And any of those that don't follow their system will be expurgated out. You see?
The back-end data.
Just like they showed you in that movie, Demolition Man, right? The ones who were underground, right down there, they was the ones that didn't follow the system. You see? They were the ones that were shut out of the system. Okay? In that dystopian system that they had on top, right? Where you had Will Smith, this guy, Wesley Snipes, Salakia, right? And Sylvester Stallone, right? Because what was it? Simon Phoenix was Wesley Snipes. And you had this guy, what was his name? I forgot the name of this guy. I forgot Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone's name in the movie. It may come back up to me, but you know, let's continue on.
Centers, maybe between other devices as well. That is a completely new traffic pattern that we now have to prepare the networks for. So it does come down to agentic AI and very soon physical AI. Think of drones, AGVs moving into humanoids. If it moves around, it needs to be wireless connected. Think about intelligence that is between those devices, those physical AI robots, and of course a network. That is a completely new world. It's in fact an intelligent fabric that is needed to support those kind of applications and use cases.
Now, it's really good that you bring it up because I know we have AI native features in RAN, like AI link adaptation, where we're getting 20% throughput gain.
Well, you think all these humanoid robots, right, are being created to take over jobs and so on and so forth. Another good movie you can watch is iRobot. You see, with Will Smith, the movie iRobot. All right? And then if you want to go back even further, you can go back and watch the movie They Live. You see?
And up to 10% spectral efficiency. We also work with autonomous networks and build in a lot of our AI concepts over there. So here's the big question for me. 6G going to be AI native?
It has to be AI native. In fact, when I talk about the networks today already being AI powered and we have embedded AI capabilities like the capabilities you mentioned, you build more capacity, better user experience, orchestration is powered by AI. All of that is happening now with 5G, and that then paves the way for an upgrade to an AI native 6G. So there's no need to wait for 6G when you're building your business for today's most advanced applications. Yeah.
I love the idea of the glasses, right? So I'm thinking, glasses connected, where does the processing happen? Is it happening in the glass? Is it happening in the RAN? Is it happening in the network? Or is it happening in the data center?
That's the reason why we talk about...
Oh, yeah. The name of Sylvester Stallone was John Spartan. That was his name in the movie. All right?
Network more as a fabric, an intelligent fabric that can handle all of that variability, the flexibility, all those use cases. Some AI will continue to run in a backend data center. Training for sure is in the backend. Some of the inference will remain there. Some of that inference will most likely move out to the enterprises, to the edge in the network. And of course some will be done on the devices. But as you go to new form factors like wearables, earpods, glasses, all kinds of sensors, there isn't enough compute capability in that device to do all of this. So you need to offload much of that AI inference, but from the devices into the network. And that is really where the compute part, the inference part, needs to then be co-located with radio processing, what we do on the core network, orchestration side. So the network truly becomes a fabric, an intelligent fabric or a host for some of those AI workloads.
When will we get all of this, Eric?
So 6G is in essence around the corner because we have started standardization.
So as you can see with that double, he says 6G, you know, it was around the corner, you know?
Have shown how we work with partners, test beds, gathering the smartest people in the technology industry as coming together, collaborating to build a strong standard for 6G. And that will also be, as I said, connected to how the world is changing now with AI. So 6G is going to be an enhancement to all of those capabilities that 5G provides today. So I think that what we're seeing now is a gradual change from 5G for best effort applications to more differentiated services, advanced fixed wireless access services, as you mentioned, or it could be anything in the consumer space.
You spoke about all these lovely special functionality we will bring in and the capabilities of 6G, right? So I definitely pulled in uplink, downlink, reliability, latency, security, and then spatial awareness. That's like a new capability. It's like positioning on steroids. It goes all 3D.
It is a new capability, and I think it is really working well in the later phases of 5G and into 6G. So integrating sensing or this commercial radar type of applications on a nationwide basis with communication offers an opportunity to, in an efficient way, create this capability. And to your point, it can be used for example, spotting traffic accidents or spotting things before there are traffic accidents, making sure that you are aware in the city, for example, of all kinds of events, vehicles, pedestrians, animals, and so forth. But it goes all the way to the mission critical, detecting whether there are incoming drones around an airfield where you shouldn't have any drones, for example. Capabilities like that will then be integrated into the communication infrastructure.
So let me try to summarize all of this. So we said 5G, 5GSA, 5G Advanced already lays the foundation. 6G takes it to the next step with new spectrum, new performance capabilities, and we bring in AI nativity.
Yeah, because 5G and all that goes back to what set up when going on with CB19, right? Which them towers, 6G towers, 5G towers, them ain't nothing but direct energy weapons full of radiation. You see? That's what it is. That's what's going to cause that grievous sore. All right? Within that chip. You see?
In order to be more dynamic in the way the network performs. With all of this and the use cases we're working with, the partners and the ecosystem that we're driving, what role do we play in the industry, Eric?
We have already taken very strong leading roles when it comes to the research part, the standardization that has started now, and moving into working with partners on test beds and maturing the technology. I think there are two aspects of both 5G and 6G which is important to bring together and bring up, and which that is collaboration, how to work across the industry, horizontal architectures, open interfaces, how we build systems as open systems, and that allows partners to provide capabilities, but it also allows this flexibility to deploy in different ways and in a better way open up for innovation on top of the network.
So if I were to summarize this like in one word, it's like AI native 6G supports intelligence use cases by being intelligent itself.
That's a good summary, Preti. It is about the intelligence within the network, supporting operational efficiency, business growth within the network platform or the intelligent fabric, as I call it, but it's equally much about being the enabler for businesses on top of the network. And of course, we all know that moving from Gen AI to agentic AI and physical AI is the biggest change in society in our lifetime. And of course, that is where the network have to step up, be ready, be the best network for AI, and be the host for some of these great experiences and business opportunities.
So I guess next time you and I meet, we're going to be discussing how all of this gets into play and when it starts coming out, right?
For sure.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, as you can see right there. So let's go down to my next one. Right? This one right here.
2024, and we are now one step closer to becoming superhuman. Radar.
Now Now, this was back in 2024, right? So this was about, 2 years ago, all right? So let's continue on.
Radio frequency identification implants can now be placed under the surface of the skin and bring technology right to your fingertips. These powerful implants have the ability to store and transmit data, which makes them incredibly versatile. These RFID implants will allow you to make payments, access buildings, and even store your medical records. It truly is limitless. Can you imagine not having to carry keys, cards, or anything like that just by placing an implant under your skin? It will completely change your life. But more seriously, can you imagine being able to verify your identity just by waving your hand? So whether you're after enhanced security, ultimate convenience, or just want to explore this technology, RFID implants are a thrilling glimpse into the future of personal tech data management. And so if you are wanting to learn more about new products, technologies, and interesting applications like this, then drop us a follow.
All right, so let me go into scripture, right? Let's go into 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter. We'll start at verse number 1. Slakia, it says, "Now we beseech you, which means beg you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua the Hamashiach, and by our gathering together unto him," right? And that's the elect, the hopeful elect that's gathering together unto him, right? Because it says, "They that follow the Lord, whithersoever he went, and there's no guile found in their mouths." It says that ye be not shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of the Hamashiach is at hand, right? And it damn sure is at hand. You see, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there coming a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition," right? The son of destruction, "who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God," right? And how is he doing that? By showing his technology, right? His left-hand miracles. You see? Changing things, right? Weather modification, all right? The heart program. You see? Why you think all that snow came about? They was using that program, man. They was using the heart program, the heart machine. All right? You see? Let's continue on. It says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things," right? Because like I said, right, they was using that heart. No man can predict weather. All right? How you think they know that it's going to snow and do all this? Because they was using that damn heart program. The CNN, all the news channels is all ran by the small hats, man. All right, the international bankers, man. All right, you see. Let's continue on. It says, "And now you know what with the hold that he might be revealed in his time," and he's being revealed by who? The prophets, because we lifting up the skirt on this bitch, lifting up the skirt on all your wickedness, man. On all your left-hand wickedness, man. All right? It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work." Right? "Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," and that's through the prophets. Right? "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming," and that's going to be physical. You see? When you have a shy show up with the angels. All right. It says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power," meaning left-hand power, miracles, right? "And signs and lying wonders." Because all this technology is a lying wonder. All right. "And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." See? Right? "That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness." You see that? All right? So let me go here. Let's go back in here. Right? And let's get this last video that I got here. Right here. All right?
We have to remember they're rolling out 6G now. Trump just signed a in order to accelerate the deployment of 6G. This is going to interface with biological implants, it says in the order. So these are brain chips that will interact with 6G and artificial intelligence. There was a recent systematic review paper that came out looking at the biological effects of 5G wavelengths, 5G frequencies. It changes the function of the cell, it changes the gene expression of the cell, so the cells start to act differently. It can cause DNA damage in these animals. It can cause tumor growth in these experiments. It causes neurological changes, biochemical changes. So the proteins being produced in these animals are changing when they're exposed to this. And again, we can just keep going down the list.
You see? There you have it. Right? Because I just spoke about that. Right? Now, let's go in here to Revelation. Let's get rid of this. Revelation, the 14th, the 13th chapter. We just gonna give you all scripture work. All right, Revelation 13, and let's start at verse number 11. Right? You see the subhead, the beast from the earth, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and it had two horns like a lamb, and spake like a dragon. You see? That's it right here. Right? You see? It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right? See? It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven and the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? These left-hand miracles. You see? All right? It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Right? That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that it's all that was, it calls that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Concentration camps. Right? You see? Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. All right? Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, right? An etching or an incision under the skin, which is by the word what? Charax, right? Which is going to be that device that's going to shoot it underneath your skin. You see? That's the needle that's going to shoot it underneath your skin to put that chip and implant it right there and embed it in your skin. All right? To receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. That's transactional. In exchange of service for service and goods. Right? I say if he that had the mark. Now what they're going to do is they're going to be able to turn your chip off. All right? You don't comply to what they said, turn your chip off. All right? It says, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You find that out by a guy named Aaron Russo. He had an interview with this guy, Alex Jones. You see? And he was speaking about how he was speaking with Nick Rockefeller. Right? Which Nick Rockefeller does exist. They like to try to say he doesn't exist. Nick Rockefeller exists. He's a part of the Rockefeller family, man. All right? Don't let these devils try to lie to you, man. All right? Because that's what they is, a bunch of damn liars. Okay? It says, or the number of his name, right? 666. You see? Because that's what the UPC is all centered around. All right? 666. You got a GSL, right? GSL link, right? You got the and then you got the universal product code, which is with 12 digits. You see? But the three long lines within there is 666. All right, and then you got the GSL link, which is in 666, where they tell you to shoot that barcode or scan the bar. That's a 666, man. All right? Now, all these things are going to be implanted within that chip. You see, you become the UPC. You become the track, trace, and control. Right? Verse 18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that haveth understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right? So now if you take that chip, that grievous sword, like I just told you, let's go to 16 and 2. Right? Revelation 16 and 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Now let's go over to the word sore, right? Because we know what the word sore there means, right? Holocaust, right? Holocaust, okay? Not going to play it. It says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge of pus. Now you heard what that man said in the Facebook video that I showed you. You see? All right? If you didn't hear, you might want to put your listening ears on. You see? A sore or an ulcer, right? An ulcer as if it's drawn together, a sore. All right? Now let's go back. Let's go down. You see? Right here. In the 10th verse, it says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. And they groaned and they gnawed their tongues, right, for pain, and blasphemed the power of heaven because of their pains and their sores, right, which is the same thing, Holocaust, right, and repented not of their deeds. You see? All right? So let's go over here, right? Let's go to Job 12 and 6 and 16, Salakia. Job 12 and 16, right? Because the deceiver and the deceived are Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's, right? You see? That's Psalms. Hold on, Salakia. Job 12 and 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom, and the deceived and the deceiver are his. You see that? So the deceived and the deceiver are Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's, right? So you take that chip, and listen here, you just been deceived to take that chip because ultimately you're going to be destroyed. All right? Ultimately, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to destroy you, right? Because you believed not the love of the truth, right? So let me get this here in Revelation 14, right? And then we just going to close. Revelation 14, right? Revelation 14, we're going to go right down to it. You see the subhead, doom for the worshippers of the beast. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, he created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and he created an instrument for his work. You see? It says, where we at? It says, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke, it says, in the smoke of their torment is sended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark, the charagma of his name. Here is the patience and the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh, right, and the faith of Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Babal, Shalom.